Hello fans of Defender Sports, hope you're enjoying the game whether you're a friend or family member of a player or coach or a fan of the university. These players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice, and it shows. But going into each and every game, there's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has, and that's a game plan. If these players and coaches are willing to put this much time into planning for a game, how much more important is putting together a game plan for your financial life? Now, the financial world continually becomes more complicated, but if you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours upon hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules of the game in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, we've been helping households to build their financial game plan upon all the things more important than finances, while being good stewards of the resources God has entrusted to their care. Because there's things in life more important than money, and none of them are things. I'm Tom DeYoung, financial planner and president of Money Concepts, the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media. Check out our podcast at moneyconceptsradio.com or your favorite podcast app, or schedule a complimentary meeting to see how a financial game plan might benefit you. Enjoy the rest of the game, and remember to spend your most valuable resources, your time and your attention, on the things in life that matter more than money.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
All season long, make sure to catch softball home games right here on the Dordt Media Network.
Skemmer coming around to score to win the game.
These multi-camera live stream broadcasts are produced by the students of Dordt University.
Swung on up the middle, that's a base hit.
To find the links of upcoming games, simply check out godort.com.
Kennard, line drive to left center field, that's going to end it.
We are the Dordt Media Network.
Alexa Kapaska into the windup, and we are underway with game number 2 of our doubleheader. The Dordt defenders winning game 1, 2-1. First pitch to Bowers is a ball. And now 2-0 the count. 2-0. Kapaska in the circle for the defenders. And that pitch in for a called strike. 2-1 the count. Kapaska comes in with a 5-4 mark, 2.34 earned run average. And here's the pitch for the freshman from Ames. Swung on and fouled off. Strike 2. 2-2 the count with nobody out in the inning. Bowers leading off the frame. And that one fouled off again. Count remains 2-2. Well, the Dordt baseball team makes it 3 in a row over Northwestern. They win it 2-0 in game number 1 over on the baseball field. This one trickled third base side, up with it. Torringa throws over to first base in time, and Bowers is retired. 5-3 for the first out of the inning. As we settle in for game number 2 of this twin bill. First game played in snappy fashion. Just a little over an hour and 20 minutes for that one. Really took the time in between games 1 and 2. And we get started here straight up at 3 o'clock. First pitch misses a ball. 1-0 the count. That pitch in for a called strike. 1-1. Bruning the batter. Bruning in the first game, 2 for 3. Pitch misses up high. Ball 2. Bruning came in with a .360 batting average. She also scored the only run of the game for Concordia in game number 1. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, punched over to Torringa. Torringa up with it, throws over to first base in time. Bruning retired just barely 5-3. As Torringa got it at third, and she had to get it over in a hurry, and she did, getting her by half a step, maybe even less than a half. 2 down in the inning. That'll bring Glaus to the plate. Glaus, .238 batting average, 0 for 3 in game 1. So she's looking for her first hit of the day. First pitch is a ball. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch from the right-hander, Kapaska. This one's fouled off right side. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. Julia Venway waits in the on-deck circle. Venway, she swung it okay in game number 1. She had a double and an RBI. So she's in the on-deck circle. Pitch misses inside. Ball 2, 2-1. 2-1 the count with 2 down. Here's the pitch from Kapaska. Swung on, hit in the air, right side. Right fielder makes the play. That's Brooklyn Cox playing the slicing line drive perfectly for the third out of the inning. So the defenders get out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. To the bottom of the first we go. Scoreless, Dordt and Concordia back with more right after this.
American State Bank is celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we couldn't have made it this far without your support. For us, banking just scratches the surface. We pride ourselves in our commitment to our communities, building meaningful relationships with our customers, and doing our best to have some fun along the way. We're proud to be a locally owned and operated bank, supporting the communities we serve. Thank you for choosing American State Bank. We can't wait to see what the next 50 years have in store.
Chandler Skimper to lead things off for the defenders. Skimper a .272 batting average. Skimper 3 for 4 in game number 1 today. And she was part of that uprising that won it in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Skimper waits the delivery, takes the ball, 1-0 the count. One and nothing the count to Skimper. So Skimper leading things off for the defenders as she has all season. Skimper, .272 batting average, helping her cause in game number 1. Takes a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 the count with nobody out. Carly Olson and Ella Coster due up for the defenders. 1-1 pitch on the way. Change up, misses outside, ball 2. 2-1 with nobody out. If you're just joining us, the defenders getting a win in game number 1, 2-1. A little bit of drama in that one as Dordt won it. 2-2 the count with nobody out. So 2-2 the count with nobody out. And here's the pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. So the first batter retired, that's Skimper striking out.
Now number 11, Carly Olson.
With 1 out in the inning. And the batter is Carly Olson, .273 batting average in game number 1 today. 0 for 2 officially. Couple of plate appearances that didn't count as at-bats. She was intentionally walked, also sacrificed. Takes the pitch for a strike. And line drive softly hit, fielded by the shortstop, and Olson retired for the second out of the inning, and that brings Ella Coster to the plate. Coster had a home run in game number 1, and she ends up 1 for 4. She's still flirting with 400 in terms of her season batting average. First pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. 0-1 the count with 2 down in the inning. Aurora Tyson waiting in the on-deck circle if Coster can find her way on base with 2 down. Here's the pitch to Coster. Up high and inside. Ball 1. 1-1. So 1-1 the count with 2 down in the inning. Baseball team victorious earlier today over Northwestern 2-0. They'll get started with game number 2 in just a little bit. Swung on and the third baseman grabs the softly hit line drive for out number 3 of the frame, and the defenders are retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. To the top of the second we go. Concordia coming to the plate when we're back in a minute.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University and sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy. And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
Julia Van Way to lead things off for the Concordia Bulldogs. First pitch from Kapaska fouled off. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Van Way, a .277 batting average. 1 for 3 in game number 1. So the first pitch fouled off. Strike 1. 0-1 the count from Kapaska. Kapaska this season, a 2.34 earned run average. She is she has settled into the role of the second starter for the Defenders. 68 and 2/3 innings pitched coming into the game. That pitch misses for a ball. That's fouled off, and that one's going to drift out of play. Strike two, 1-2 the count. Kapaska, 68 innings of work, 40 strikeouts. Not an overpowering pitcher, not a power pitcher, but does hit her spots. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Outside and low, ball two, 2-2 the count. So 2-2 the count. Van Way, 1 for 3 in game number 1, had a double and an RBI. Here's the pitch, outside and high, ball 3. And the count works to full, 3-2. Caitlin McGarvey waits in the on-deck circle. Defensive alignment for Dordt, the same as game number 1. Pitch misses outside and high, ball 4, and the walk is issued. That is the first walk given up by Kapaska today. And a leadoff walk. Let's see how Dordt's able to work around that. Kapaska this season, not quite a 2 strikeouts to 1 walk ratio. This one popped into the air on the bunt, fielded by the first baseman. Steenstra gets it over to Skemper covering, and McGarvey is retired on the sacrifice. 3-4. The runner advances to second. So Van Way now at second base. Voschel is the batter. 1 out in the inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, right side, foul ball. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. So McGarvey retired on the sacrifice. Voschel, a .241 batting average. Rips this one foul down the left field line. That drifts out of play into the bullpen area. So 0-2 the count with 1 out. Runner on second base is Van Way. Voschel behind the count 0-2. There's a ball outside. 1-2 the count. So 1-2 the count. Voschel in game number 1 today. 2 for 3 with a double. Ground ball, weakly hit, right side. Skemper up with it, throws over to first in time for the out. Runner advances to third on the play. So Voschel retired 4-3. Out number 2. And now Concordia with a go-ahead run just 60 feet away with 2 down in the inning. Here's the pitch from Kapaska. Outside corner, strike 1. 0-1 the count. For now, 0 for 2 in game 1. And that one fouled off. Strike 2, 0-2 the count with 2 down. The defenders trying to get out of the inning without any damage. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside and high. Ball 1, 1-2 the count. So Furnau, 130 batting average. Tahovsky waiting in the on-deck circle if she gets a turn. That pitch misses. Ball 2, 2-2. Jersey Rowe will bat for herself, so a straight 9-person lineup for the Bulldogs. Pitch misses up high. Ball 3, 3-2, and Kapaska working herself into a bit of trouble. 3-2 the count. Swung on and fouled off. And the count remains full, 3-2. 3-2 the count. And here's the pitch, misses up high, ball 4, and the walk is issued. That's the second walk given up by Kapaska in this inning. So after an uneventful first inning, The defenders will have to sidestep some trouble here. Tahovsky batting with runners at the corners. And she's looking for her first hit of the day. She's 0 for 2. That came in game number 1. First pitch lifted in the air. That's going to drift, and that smacks off of the scoreboard in left center field. A 3-run home run for Tahovsky. And the Concordia Bulldogs have taken a 3-0 lead, capitalizing on a couple of bases on balls. And a 3-run homer with 2 outs. And the Bulldogs are on the board first. Tahovsky rips that one to left center, knocking it off of the scoreboard. And for Tahovsky, that is her first home run, and RBIs 3, 4, and 5 of the season. First pitch in for a called strike. Well, the defenders are going to have to play from behind just as they did in game number 1. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Up high, ball 1, 1-1 the count. Jersey Rowe, the batter. And Rowe, a .286 batting average. Limited plate appearances, just 14 this year. Takes a couple of balls. It's 2-1 with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back to the net. And it's even at 2-2. So Concordia with a 3-0 lead with that 3-run home run. Top of the second inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Grun up with it. Throws across the diamond and got her. Steenstra had to go airborne to get it. Came down on the bag with the ball. And the side is retired, but not before Concordia draws first blood. 3 runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Our score, Concordia 3, Dordt 0. Back with the bottom of the 2nd right after this.
Family, farm, business, community. People's Bank, where values matter.
At Premier Communications, we're all about connection. Connecting you to all the entertainment, work, and family you love with our phone, internet, cable TV, and tech support services. And now, that connection has gotten even faster with internet speeds up to 1 gig. Experience the next level of connection with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call toll-free 800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
Tyson batting with the defenders trailing 3-0. Dordt will be playing in the conference tournament next week. Wednesday and Thursday. It's just a matter of which 4-team bracket they'll be a part of on Wednesday and Thursday. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, center field. McGarvey, easy play, makes the out, and Tyson is retired for out number 1, brings Emma Grun to the plate.
Next up, number 24, Emma Grun.
So Grun looking for her first hit of the day. 0 for 3 in game 1, .256 batting average. Jersey Rowe, 4-11 this season, 4.95 earned run average. First pitch is a strike. 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. Nothing and 1 the count. Here's the pitch. Oh, and misses upstairs. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. So 1-1 the count with one down in the inning. So 1-1, here's the pitch. Two and one the count. So the Defender baseball team winning their third in a row this weekend. 2-1 pitch, swung on off of the hands, and the third baseman unable to make the play for now. Going to be charged with an error on that play as Gruen reaches. And the Defenders have their first base runner of the day, trailing 3-0. Third baseman handcuffed on the play right near the bag. One out in the inning. And here's the pitch on the way to Steenstra. She was 2 for 3 in game one. Pitch misses outside. Ball one. 1-0 the count. So Jersey Rowe pitching for the Bulldogs. Emma Gruen at first base, and here's the pitch on the way. That's on the outside corner. Strike one, 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count with one down in the inning. Defensively for Concordia, basically the same defensive alignment. Dan Steenstra lines one into right center field, taking the turn at second, heading for third, and standing up will be Gruen. So Steenstra over the first base hit of the day for the Defenders, and Dordt's in business with runners at first and third. And one out. So Gruen advances to third base. Taylor Canuck to the plate. Canuck a .250 batting average, 0 for 3 this afternoon. And into the wind, here's the pitch from Rowe, misses outside. Steenstra over at first base. I don't think she's going anywhere. Took her lead that time and didn't venture too far from the bag. 1-0 the count. Gruen at third base. Dordt trying to get on the board here, trailing 3-0. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball two. 2-0. So 2-0 the count. Dordt baseball team winning 3 in a row this weekend, matching their longest winning streak of the season. They had won 3 in a row. Beg your pardon, they won 5 in a row to start the year, and then won 3 in a row later on in the season twice. Pitch is a ball. So 3-0 the count to Canuck with Toringa waiting in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch from Rowe, and that one's down the chute, strike one. 3-1 the count. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Well, breezy and cool this afternoon. Looks like the rain and sprinkles not an issue any longer. Swung on, and that one's fouled off, and we're full now, 3-2. So 3-2 the count to Canuck. Double play ball here gets Concordia out of the inning. Bowers and Tahovsky. Tahovsky nowhere close to second base. Bowers, the shortstop, actually looks like about 3 or 4 steps away from it. A lot of room up the middle for Canuck. Here's the pitch, and this one's ripped past the third baseman into left field, into the corner. Toringa takes the turn at second, and she'll hold. And Gruen scores on the play. That'll go as an unearned run. She shouldn't have been on base. Canuck with a RBI single. So runners at first and second. Steenstra holds at second base in the process. So Canuck down the left field line for the base hit. And Canuck with that base hit. That's her 8th RBI of the season. Brings Torringa to the plate with runners on first and second and still one out. Dordt trailing 3-1 now. Pitch is outside and high. Ball one. 1-0. Torringa 0 for 2 in game number 1. Chance to do some damage here with a runner on second base. Here's the pitch. That catches the outside corner. Strike one. 1-1 the count with one out. Venway is at first base for now, as that third for the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Strike two. 1-2 the count. So 1-2 the count. Brooklyn Cox waiting in the on-deck circle. Back-to-back singles by the defenders. Pushing one run across, an unearned run. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball two. And we're even at 2-2. So 2-2 pitch on the way. With one out in the inning, Rowe looks to the dugout, gets her pitch call there from the coaching staff. Here's the 2-2 pitch, up high and away. Ball three, and the count is full. 3-2 the count with one out. So 3-2 the count with one out in the inning. And here's the pitch on the way from Rowe. Swung on and ripped foul down the left field line. Out of play, and the count remains full at 3-2. Well, this is the first game. This is the first doubleheader Dordt has played outdoors this season in Sioux Center. Up to this point, have played all of their home games at the ASB Sports Complex in the Dome. Full count, pitch on the way. Ooh, took that one off of the helmet. And Torringa, none the worse for wear. She'll trot over to first base. That loads the bases as she's hit by the pitch. So runners at every base. And that one Torringa takes it off of the helmet. Bases are loaded now for Brooklyn Cox. Let's see if Cox can do some damage. One out in the inning. And here's the pitch on the way to Cox from Rowe. The left-hander's pitch is up high and away. Ball one. So Rowe working herself into trouble. And now we're going to have a conference on the mound. Concordia losing game 1, 2-1. They took a 3-0 lead in game number 2, but now the defenders are threatening. Started innocently enough with Emma Grun reaching on an error. Lauren Steenster followed with a single that put runners at the corners, and then Taylor Canuck with a single that got Grun in from third base. Bryn Torringa hit by a pitch moments ago to load the bases. That's where we're at right now as the teams converge with their respective head coaches. So the Dordt baseball team victorious earlier today. And we'll get you some of the details on that in just a little bit. They're trying to win their 20th game of the season. This one hit softly in the air. Third baseman makes the play. That's Furnow, and Cox is retired. On the pop out to the third baseman. 4 out number 2 brings Chandler Skemper to the plate. So the defenders batting here in the bottom of the second inning. Skemper, a base hit, likely ties it. Here's the pitch. Outside and low, ball one. 1-0 the count. So there's 2 outs in the inning. Dordt has runners at all the way around. Runner at second base is Canuck. Decent speed there. So base hit, she's off on contact. And that's in for a called strike. 1-1. One and one the count with 2 down in the inning. 3-1 our score. And here's the pitch. Skemper takes the ball. It's outside. 2-1. So the 2-1 pitch on the way to Skemper from Rowe. Swung on, line drive to left field. That's going to tie the game. It's all the way through to the fence. 1 run will score. 2 runs are across. 3 will score on the play. As digging for home is Torringa, and Chandler Skemper, the senior second baseman, delivers a bases-loaded double that gets 3 runs in. Steenstra, Canuck, Torringa all score on the play. As Skemper laces it to left field, left center field. And clears the bases, and the defenders looking for more. Still got some trouble here if you're Concordia. You're not out of the woods yet. All of those runs unearned. Concordia should have been out of the inning. An error that started things coming back to haunt them. Now Olson lifts one in the air left side. Left fielder Bruning under it makes the play. And Olson is retired on the fly out for out number 3. But the defenders come to life offensively. They score 4 unearned runs. And they take a 4-3 lead as we head to the top of the third. 4-3, back with more after this.
We're in a town that's very progressive. We're grateful for that. We have a lot of entrepreneurial spirits in town here.
Well, the one thing you get from Sioux Center that you don't see in larger cities is that small town support. If you bring a business to Sioux Center, everyone wants to know your name. What's your background? Where are you from? What brought you here? Why are you coming to Sioux Center? And they want to support you for that. People spend locally. They want to be loyal and they want to help out other loyal customers. It's a place that is for young professionals.
We opened our practice about 2.5 years ago. My wife and I moved here from South Dakota to be a part of the Sioux Center community, and we've grown here since then.
I love Sioux Center because of the connections you have here. People want to see you succeed. People are here to encourage you. It's always growing. I mean, it's a safe spot.
Four to 3 hour score. Due up for Concordia at the top of the order, and Hannah Bowers. First pitch is in for a called strike. Well, it was nice to see the defenders come back and right away offensively in the bottom half of the second inning. Here's the pitch, swung on in a line drive, left field, and a base hit for Bowers, and the Concordia Bulldogs answering right away with a base hit. And we have runner advancing on the play. And now the defenders have worked themselves into trouble with runners at first and third and nobody out. And the runner will steal second, and the ball is going to skip away from the shortstop, and the run will score. And the score is now tied 4-4. And scoring, Bowers will get credit for the stolen base. I beg your pardon. That was actually a steal by Browning. And she stayed at second base, but then Bowers throws on what I'm going to have to rule as a... the question is, was there an error or not, or if she simply scores on the throw. And right now I will score it as she scores on the throw. Swung on and a ground ball off of the glove of Scamper into center field. Base hit, throw home, not in time, and the runner holds at first base. So a single by Glaus. And that scores a run on the play. And the Bulldogs now leading 5-4, and there's still nobody out in this inning. Here's the pitch, swung on, hit in the air, behind home plate. Olsen stumbling as she heads towards the fence, and the ball ends up out of play. 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count on the foul ball. Nothing in one the count with nobody out, and Concordia regaining the lead. Here's the pitch, and it's pushed in front of the plate. Olsen's play is to first base, and Carly Olsen makes a relatively difficult play look relatively easy and gets the out. So that's going to get scored as Van Way retired on the sacrifice. Glaus advances. There's one out in the inning. Here's the pitch. This one fouled off. Strike one. So 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch, swung on, ground ball. Gruen up with it, bobbles it momentarily, throws it over to first base in time, and gets the out. So the out recorded. And the defenders getting McGarvey 6-3 without incident. Now Vachel batting. Takes a strike. 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count with two down. There's some sunshine breaking through. Fly ball center field. Tyson charging, making the play for the third out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Dordt trailing 5-4. Back with more after this.
We're in a town that's very progressive. We're grateful for that. We have a lot of entrepreneurial spirits in town here.
Well, the one thing you get from Sioux Center that you don't see in larger cities is that small town support. If you bring a business to Sioux Center, everyone wants to know your name. What's your background? Where are you from? What brought you here? Why are you coming to Sioux Center? And they want to support you for that. People spend locally. They want to be loyal and they want to help out other loyal customers. It's a place that is for young professionals.
We opened our practice about 2.5 years ago. My wife and I moved here from South Dakota to be a part of the Sioux Center community, and we've grown here since then.
I love Sioux Center because of the connections you have here. People want to see you succeed. People are here to encourage you. It's always growing. I mean, it's a safe spot.
So Ella Coster batting as Dordt gives the lead back to the Bulldogs. And here's the pitch to Coster. Coster takes a ball. It's 1-0. So 1-0 the count with nobody out. And here's the pitch. Swung on, driven in the air, left field. That's got some legs, and that is a home run into the evergreens. Ella Coster with her second home run of the game. And the Dordt defenders even the score in this wild affair on a no-doubter the opposite way by Ella Coster. Coster clubs it the other way. She hooked one inside the foul pole earlier in the afternoon in the doubleheader. That tied it at 1-1, and now she goes the opposite way with one and launches it into the evergreens behind the light standard in left field. So Aurora Tyson comes to the plate now with a score evened at 5-5. Brings Tyson to the plate, and you just think, okay, who's going to settle down and get a couple of good innings pitched? I'm curious when we might see Abby Kramer again. Kramer with 19 pitching wins this season. She won game one, but didn't throw a ton of pitches. Actually only had 80 pitches thrown, so I'm guessing she's going to be available. Pitch is inside. Ball one, 1-0 the count. Love to get her an opportunity to close it out. Her last, in all likelihood, last home game of her softball career, unless she elects to come back for a fifth season. That pitch, ground ball, fielded by the first baseman, and Tyson is retired unassisted for the first out of the inning. Well, I don't think 5 runs is going to stop it for either team so far, the way they're knocking it around here in the second game of the doubleheader. Pitch is in for a called strike to Grun. 0-1 the count with 1 out. And here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 2. 0-2 the count. So Grun down to the count 0-2. 1 out of the inning. Dordt evening it with a home run moments ago, and we have activity now in the Dordt bullpen. Pitch is up high, ball 1, 1-2 the count, and Abby Kramer's going to go get loose. We're in the bottom of the third inning. I'm guessing you'd like to get another inning or 2 out of Kapaska if you can, or Haley Wilkin. Maybe she comes in relief. Line drive up the middle by Grun as she reaches out and slaps it over the second base bag for the 1-out single. Brings Lauren Steenstra to the plate. So Grun with the single. Steenstra comes up. Steenstra, 2 hits in game 1, a single and a run scored here in game 2. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Steenstra. Steenstra helping her batting average, 224 batting average. Not uncommon, though, to see freshmen kind of catch on at the end of the season. You get a few more reps. Here's the pitch. Outside, snap throw over to first base, not in time. Tag applied by Vanway, but Grun was back in safely. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. Rowe already with 45 pitches thrown. Wind fluctuating here this afternoon. Once in a while you look out. This one's off of the hands by Steenstra, fouled off over on the third base side. You'll see the flag laying limp, and then as you look out there right now, it's full out, and it's blowing out towards left field. 2-1 the count with 1 out. And here's the pitch. Swung on a line drive up the middle, and Steenstra continues to swing a hot bat here in this doubleheader. Back-to-back singles by the defenders. And that'll bring Taylor Canuck to the plate, and we're going to have another conference on the mound. Is this going to be it for Jersey Row? We're in the bottom of the third inning, and it looks like doesn't look like there's any intention here of a pitching change yet. Concordia coaching staff not tipping their hand yet. There are a couple of Concordia pitchers warming up, though. Rowe this season, 4-11 with 75 innings pitched. So we saw in game one already Megan Urich, and I don't think she is warming up. Looks to me like it is Jessie Bestenlaner, 26 innings pitched. She's warming up, and Brooke Townsend, 48 innings pitched. Those are the two candidates to relieve Rowe if we get that far. The conference breaks up on the mound, and Taylor Canuck comes to the plate. She had an RBI single back in the second inning. Here's the pitch to Canuck, misses outside, ball one. 1-0 the count. With one out in the inning. So 1-0 the count with one down in the inning. Here's the pitch, outside corner. Strike one, 1-1 the count. Well, the grass has really greened up here at Open Space Park over the last couple of weeks. Beautiful green on the outfield. 1-1 the count. Spring is coming, just doesn't always feel like it this year. Here's the 1-1 pitch, outside corner, strike two. I'm not sure you're hitting that pitch. Low and away, and that's a challenging one to get out, get over the plate and get. 1-2 pitch on the way from Rowe. Runners on first and second for the defenders. Runner at second is Grun. Good speed there. Pitch is up high, ball two. 2-2. I promised you some details on baseball's game earlier. By the way, they're into game number 2 now, as well. And here's the pitch. Misses outside and high, ball 3. So Dordt won the baseball game. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Northwestern 0-3-2. Jason Carrick a double to score the first run of the game in the first. Nolan Christensen a ground out that knocked in Bennett Spronk to make it 2-0 in the sixth inning. Jungju Kim. Ground ball, hot shot to the third baseman, comes up with it, throws over to first base, not in time. So the runner will advance to third base. So Canuck reaches on the fielder's choice officially. Grun is retired, unassisted by the third baseman. So the fielder's choice for Canuck. Steenstra advances on a throwing error by the third baseman. Grun is retired, 5 unassisted. And a line drive in left field, and that's going to be a fair ball. 1 run is in. Taking the turn at third, heading for home. The throw cut off, and the defenders take a 7-5 lead. So Bryn Toringa delivers an 2 RBI single. And the defenders back in front in this contest, 7-5. So Brooklyn Cox will come to the plate. Cox asks for time. And looks like maybe I should have given Toringa a double. She gets 2 runs across on that base hit and a bunt. And they're going to rule it a fair ball, and I'm not sure if the catcher touched it in fair territory, possibly. So Cox reaches on the single, the bunted ball, and it looked like that ball actually rolled back into foul territory. And the only thing I can come up with is either I saw it incorrectly or the catcher did make contact with it. So Dordt with runners at the corners, first and third, and Chandler Skemper up. Skemper in a similar situation earlier. Knocked in 3 with a bases clearing double. Stolen base by Brooklyn Cox to get into scoring position. So now runners at second and third. And 2 down in the inning. And I believe the count is 1-0. So 1-0 the count, and we're going to have a pitching change. So we have a pitching change here at Open Space Park. Game number 2 of this doubleheader. Dordt coming back with 3 runs in the third inning to lead 7-5. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with the numbers on the relief pitcher as Jersey Row is lifted here in the bottom of the third inning. We'll be back with more from Open Space Park right after this. Brooke Townsend is on in relief for Jersey Row. Row, right now she's on the hook in terms of the decision. Brooke Townsend 0-5 this season. 48 innings pitched, a 5.83 earned run average, and she has struck out 22. It appears she's been the victim of, 10 unearned runs as well, so 20% of the runs given up unearned for Townsend. Delivers a strike. It's 1-1. One and one the count to Scamper. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch, and Scamper takes the ball. It's 2-1. 2-1 the count with 2 down. We'll tell you more about that baseball game, the details of that, probably in the next inning when we come back. And they're into game number 2 over on the baseball field. They're playing 9 innings in game 2. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Misses upstairs. Ball 3-1. Carly Olson in the on-deck circle for the defenders. This is the 8th batter to come to the plate here in the third inning. Second inning in a row with crooked numbers for the defenders, and dumping it into center field is Scamper. Scamper with the single, the throw home, and gets away from the catcher, and Scamper's going to advance all the way to third base. Chandler Scamper knocking in another 2 RBIs. She advances to second on the throw home. That got away from the catcher.
Next up, number 11, Carly Olson.
So a single. Cox scores. Torringa scores. Skemper advances 2 more bases on the throwing error. So that'll get ruled as an error. I'm going to charge that on the center fielder with the throw. So Skemper is now knocked in 5 today, and Olson works the count to even 1-1. 1-1 the count. Olson batting. She's the 9th batter to come to the plate for the defenders. Dordt now with a 9-5 lead. Here's the pitch, and Olson doesn't pull this trigger on one that's outside. Ball 2. 2-1. Well, this is a much different vantage point watching the pitchers work than we're accustomed to in the Dome. We're off to the side and field level. You forget how nice it is to view things from behind home plate, a little bit elevated. You get a real nice look at what the pitcher's work is doing. Pitch is up high, ball 3, 3-1. And you can get yourself into some real trouble here if you're Concordia. You got Olson batting. You've got Ella Coster in the on-deck circle. You're down 4 runs. Not that that has meant a whole lot up to this point in Game 2. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by Olson. And the count goes full at 3-2. So swing and a miss by Olson. Olson 0 for 2 in game number 1. 3-2 the count with 2 down. Scamper 60 feet away. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and that one's fouled off of Olson's foot. And that one smarts a little bit. Olson has gotten beaten up her fair share this season. Those catchers always do. There's nothing easy about that position. Then she takes one off of the foot there, foul ball. Swung on, hit in the air softly. Center fielder should have it. McGarvey makes the play. And the defenders are retired, but not before they score. 6 runs on 6 hits. There were 2 errors charged. And the Dordt defenders now with a 9-5 lead as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Dordt with a 4-run cushion to work with. Let's take a break. Be back with more right after this.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
First pitch is a ball, 1-0 the count. The Dordt defenders leading 9-5. This one driven in the air, center field, and that one got caught up in the air. And Aurora Tyson backpedaling and makes the play for the first out of the inning, brings Tahovsky to the plate. Tahovsky will bat with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Texas Leaguer right side, and Scamper is under and makes the play. So pop out to the second baseman for the second out of the inning, and whoa, we would love an uneventful top of the 4th here. It's been a while. So we have a We have Townsend now batting. And this one hit in the air right side under it. And making the play is Steenstra. So the first baseman under it makes the play. And we have an uneventful fourth inning. 9-5, Dordt with a lead. Back with more after this.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry-out, or delivery.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
Ella Coster to lead things off for the defenders in this half of the inning. So Dordt, baseball earlier, getting a win. Jungju Kim, yet another complete game. 7 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, no walks, 7-3 this season. And if you ask me, I wouldn't be surprised if Dordt's in a position to win game number 2 today. You might see Jungju coming out of relief, or coming on in relief for his to try and close it down, but a long ways to go over in the baseball game. Coster takes a strike. It's, a ball and a strike. 1-1 the count. Talking about Jungju and what he did this week, I think nothing short of amazing. Has one win to show for it, but 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch to Coster. Swung on and a dribbler, and she might leg it out. Throw over to first base, not in time. An infield single for Coster as she beats it out to first base. Brings Aurora Tyson to the plate. Baseball. Now I'm talking baseball here. Jungju threw last week at Doane, threw over 100 pitches. Came back Monday and went toe-to-toe with Mount Marty and went 7 innings before being relieved as the game went to extra innings. He then took a little bit more rest between those 2 outings than he normally would. They didn't use him yesterday. Pitches down to the dirt, ball 1-0 the count. But he goes the complete game today to get the win over Northwestern. Dordt's 3rd win in a row this weekend. Defender baseball team eliminated from postseason contention, though, earlier this week. This one's ripped down the right field line, foul by Tyson. And Tyson, foul ball, strike 1. One and one the count. So 1-1 the count. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. So 1-2 the count with nobody out. Runner on first base is Coster, who reached on a single, an infield single, as she bounced it in front of the plate. That pitch is up high. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. So our softball game here, about an hour old. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch, swung on, and this one's ripped down the line. And did she catch it? No, she did not. Ball drops to the ground, digging for second, and in standing up is Tyson. Aurora Tyson with the double. Coster speeds over to third. And the right fielder, Voschel, great effort. just couldn't hang on to it. And this one's driven into left center field, and that'll drop in for a base hit. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. And the Dordt defenders now with an 11-5 lead. As Emma Groon with the double, that plates 2, and this one's ripped up the middle for a base hit, and another run will score on the single. And the defenders now, the floodgates have opened. And Lauren Steenstra with yet another base hit. So Steenstra extending the lead for the defenders now to 12-5, and we'll have a pinch hitter for the defenders in Taylor Canuck. I beg your pardon, we have a runner for Steenstra. This will be Flaherty. So Flaherty is the pinch runner. And Canuck will be batting. And we have another conference on the mound as the defenders right now in position. They get another run across and hold Concordia in the top half of the 5th inning. They have the opportunity to close this game down early, and what a reversal it has been. After Dordt trailed 3-0, they came back with 4 in the bottom half of the 2nd inning, gave up another 2 in the 3rd, relinquished the lead, but then scored 5 in the bottom of the 3rd to lead 9-5, and they lead 12-5 now with a runner on first base, and it appears to me we're going to have another pitching change. For the Bulldogs, this will be Jessie Bestenlaner, 26 innings pitched, 2-1 this season. And she has given up, she has 16 strikeouts and 13 bases on balls in those 26 innings of work. It's been a tough season for the Bulldogs. They're 4-17 in the conference, 15-29 overall. Dordt 34-11 overall, 15-6 in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. And this will be the best finish by the defenders in quite some time in terms of their softball program. The defenders, their highest win total since the 2002 season, when they also had 33 wins. Their highest win total in program history set in 2000, 34. So they've tied that today and are going after the program best 35th win here in game number 2. So we have some other defensive changes for the Bulldogs. McGarvey will be replaced as I look at things, and Tahovsky will be replaced. So we've got some cleanup to do. Tahovsky will be replaced by Arias, and McGarvey will be replaced by number 25. Beg your pardon, that's Arias who's replaced there. I beg your pardon. So McGarvey is replaced by, well, throw down to second, not in time. So Taylor, I believe, now in center field. Arias is at second base. Taylor in center. Here's the pitch, outside and high. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. So McGarvey replaced and Tahovsky replaced, and without my full roster in front of me, I'm going to guess that those are some seniors for Concordia, or they're getting some seniors into the game. This one got out of hand. Pitch is in for a called strike, 2-1. So 2-1 the count, with nobody out. And the wind has calmed down, at least the center field flag lying limp, hanging limp. And the pitch is offered at by Canuck. And the count is now 2-2. If I've gotten all of these changes, I'm acting as official scorekeeper today as well. Double duty. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Canuck goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. And Torringa batting with a runner at second base. That's Flaherty after the steal. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike to Torringa. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And picking up third base in the process is Flaherty. And a dribbler back to the pitcher. Thooks the runner back. Flaherty fakes to home. And Flaherty stays put. And Torringa retired on the play. Here's the pitch outside. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. So 2 down in the inning, and here's the pitch. Up high and tight, ball 2, 2-0 the count. And that pitch inside. So there are 2 outs in the inning. And I'm not sure we have the score correct on the board. I think it might be 13-5. We're going to have to double check that. As I look at base on balls is issued. So runners at first and third. And here's the pitch. Skemper checks her swing. Throw over to third base, not in time. So Skemper takes a strike. So 0-1 the count, and Skemper takes it, and it is skips in the dirt, and on the wild pitch, runner will score. Cox is now over at third base. Pitch is outside to Skemper. And I believe it is now 2-1. Beg your pardon. 1-2. 1-2 the count. So 1-2 the count with 2 down. Dordt's at least up 13-5 and pending a double check on the scoreboard. And that's a ground out to the shortstop. For the third out of the inning. I think my problem is in the third inning.
All season long, make sure to catch softball home games right here on the Dordt Media Network.
Skemper coming around to score to win the game.
These multi-camera live stream broadcasts are produced by the students of Dordt University.
Swung on up the middle, that's the base hit.
To find the links of upcoming games, simply check out godort.com.
Kennard, line drive to left center field, that's going to end it.
We are the Dordt Media Network.
First pitch is in for a called strike. Abby Kramer on in relief now. Trying to close this one out. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball, third base side. Up with it is Toringa over to Steenstra for the out. So Kramer records the out. And back in at first base is Lauren Steenstra. And now Kramer hits the batter. So Abby Kramer records a strikeout. So this has been Way batting. Here's the pitch. Swung on a ground ball back at Kramer. Kramer up with it, and that's going to be the last out of the game. 13-5, your final. The Dordt defenders earning the victory in short order as they win it in the top of the fifth inning by holding Concordia scoreless. As Glaus, she struck out. And Vanway retired 1-3 for the final out of the game. Unofficially, the line for Dordt, 13 runs, 13 hits, and an error. Concordia 5-3-3. For the defenders, 2 hits each for Koster, Grun, Steenstra, Canuck, and Toringa. I beg your pardon, 3 hits for Steenstra, 2 each for Grun, Koster, Skemper, and Skemper knocks in 5 runs as well. The pitching win goes to Alexa Kapaska. She goes 4 innings, and she allows 4 earned runs, walks 2, allows 3 hits, and records her 6th win of the season. The Dordt defenders closed the regular season with a program best 35 wins against 11 losses, 16-6 in the conference. Concordia falls to 4-18 to close the league and 15-30 overall. The Dordt defenders will be keeping an eye on the scoreboard. They needed some help to move into second place, and I don't think they got it in game 1 with Jamestown. Jamestown needed to sweep Morningside for Dordt to have a possibility at second place. And the Mustangs earning a win in game number 1. And taking a look at things, Northwestern lost to Midland in game 1 as well. So the defenders, they'll move to 16-6. And it was Morningside getting a win over Jamestown 6-4 in the first game of the doubleheader. So they're going to hold on to, it appears, second place unless we've got a multi-team tie at the top. But I don't think that's going to happen. So right now, Dordt in a waiting game. And they will likely hold the 3 or 4 seed in the postseason tournament, which begins on Wednesday. That's going to do it for our broadcast. Thanks to the Dordt Media Network for their work once again today. Once again, our finals in softball, it was Dordt winning 2-1 and 13-5. For the Dordt Media Network, I'm Mike Biker. Have a good afternoon.